Hey y'all, I was a 2025 bride and I did my own makeup, and I wanted to go through all of the products that I use and what I recommend for all the 2026 brides who are going to do their own makeup. For reference, I am not a makeup artist by trade. I have a full-time job in healthcare working as a PA, but I've always loved makeup, and I've always done friends and family's makeup for big events like weddings, done bridesmaids makeups for friends, family pictures, things like that. So take this as you will, and you can choose to take my advice or go your own way, but this is just what I used, and I will show pictures for reference as well. First things first is always skin prep. I started with the Thayer's Milky Toner. Of course, started using this because of Shelby Ann, and I have absolutely loved it. Now you can choose if you want to do an SPF or not on your wedding day. I chose not to do an SPF and then just immediately went in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I absolutely needed this because I wanted my makeup to stay all night long, and it definitely did with this. Now I am somebody, when I'm doing like a full glam makeup, I like to do my eyelids first, my eyeshadow, because then you can be as messy as you want before you go in with your foundation, which cleans it all up. So to prep my eyelids, I always use concealer. I use the Milani Conceal in Perfect. I was using the Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer before I started using this, and I think this creases less than the Creaseless Concealer. Set the concealer on my eyelids with the L'Oreal Infallible. It is in the shade Pink Light. For eyeshadow, I almost solely used the Aspen Ovard palette with Tarte. This palette is just, mine's really messy. It is so beautiful, and it has all of the perfect nude shades you need for your wedding day. I will say the one other eyeshadow palette that I did go in with is my OG Jaclyn Hill palette. The next thing that I did is my foundation, and if you know anything about me, you know this is what I used. This little foundation, oh my gosh, has been the staple for years for me. I wear it every day. I wear it for big events. I wore it on my wedding day. Stuff is just beautiful. It blends beautifully, it lays beautifully, and it lasts. Highly recommend this foundation. Now after foundation and before concealer, I always do cream blush and cream bronzer, just because if I do my concealer first, it gives it time to get all creasy before I set my face. For cream bronzer, Milani, I'm kind of in between shades, and I use the shade Hey Honey and then also the shade Spilling Tea. They're just really good at blending out and super smooth and just lay on the skin beautifully. For cream blush, I used Patrick Ta. I used the shade She's a Doll. This cream blush is so beautiful. It is very pigmented though, so be careful. Now that all the cream products are done, then I go in with my concealer before I set. The Milani Conceal in Perfect, I did under my eyes. After all my cream products were applied and before I set with powder, I sprayed it down with some setting spray. I love the Urban Decay All Nighter. And then I set under my eyes with that same Blurfection L'Oreal Infallible powder. I went over all of the places where I did my cream bronzer with powder bronzer, and I really like the Bobbi Brown bronzer. This is in the shade Golden Light, which is very, very pretty. If this is too expensive for you, because oh my gosh, it's $50 and that's expensive for a makeup product, the Dibs Baked Bronzer Duo in the shade Caramel Cappuccino. This one is also very, very good. Then powder blush went all the places where cream blush went, and I used the same Patrick Ta She's a Doll and used that bottom powder blush. To set the rest of my face, because it was my wedding day and I wanted it to stay, I used the One Size translucent setting powder. Just a thin layer of this just kind of helps blend everything together. To highlight my face is this beautiful blush slash highlight by Fofé. This is in the shade Soft Touch 01. It lays beautifully on the skin. If you can see there, it is just the most gorgeous pink soft highlight, perfect for a bride. To highlight my inner corner, the tip of my nose, and my Cupid's bow, I did use this Laura Mercier. It is the Celestial Light powder, and it is just a very beautiful loose powder that just has like a beautiful glow to it. For my brows, of course, I used this e.l.f. eyebrow pencil. It's just very precise. It is the tiniest little tip on it. And to lock my brows into place, I used the NYX eyebrow glue. All right, I used two separate eyeliners. For my top lid, Persona in black. This stuff blends so well. So I would just kind of do a rough line on my upper lid, and then I'd take a very small precision brush and just blend it. And for my waterline, this is the Urban Decay 24/7 waterline in the shade black, and this is like waterproof, and it just adds all the drama. Now, of course, I did wear fake lashes on my wedding day, but I did do some waterproof mascara on the bottom lashes and then a little bit on the top before I put my lashes on. And I used this L'Oreal Extensionist waterproof. This stuff is hardcore. Like, it is hard to get off. For lashes, my favorite drugstore lashes of all time is what I wore, and they are the Kiss The New Natural. You can see these are all very well loved, but these are fantastic lashes. They're just wispy and light, and then I put a little bit of that Extensionist mascara just to give them some more length. They were beautiful. All right, last but not least is lips. I used the NYX lip pencil. This is in the shade Nude Pink. Obviously very well loved. I wear it all the time. For lipstick, I wore the Revlon lipstick, and this is in the shade Primrose. This lifter gloss from Maybelline, and this one is in the shade Ice. After everything was done, I of course went again with the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, and my makeup lasted all night. Those are all the products that I used on my wedding day in 2025, and now I'll insert some pictures from the day. Bye.